Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Toronto TV. My name is Janice, and tonight we have a very special guest here tonight, and he is George Stavro from Body Sculpting. Hi, George. How are you?
Fantastic, Janice. How are you?
Good, good. So, George, why did you create George Stavro's Body Sculpting method, a 12-week day-by-day guide to health, wellness, and fat loss for all levels?
Janice, I've been in the industry for about 20 years now, and I find that there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of times people just don't know what to believe, what to do as far as getting in shape, feeling better, looking better, having more energy. I'll give you an example. If you take a look at diets, you've got some experts that say one diet fits all. And while we need 6 basic items to sustain life, we're looking at water, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, fat, and protein. Not everybody needs them the same amount all the time. Everybody's a little bit different. There's actually a concept out there called biochemical individuality. So it says you got to find out what's right for you based on where you're at right now with your life.
Wow. So who would benefit from following these concepts in your package, in this package?
You know, Janice, that's a really good question. I've got it set up where people from all levels can benefit from it, regardless of race, gender, where they're starting from. It's set up for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And there's actually a questionnaire at the beginning of the book, so based on how the person answers the questions, they can figure out the appropriate level for them. When in doubt, go for a level that's a little bit lower, so you're not going to risk injury.
Okay. George, why did you design this program for all levels?
I want to set up so there's a progression with things, because there's a lot of books on the market right now. It says it's for all levels, but you take a look at it, and it's normally one program that you're following for the entire 12 weeks, 16 weeks, that type of thing. So if I've got a complete beginner picking up on the package, what I want them to do is go through the cycle at least once, record the results with the various training logs in the section B, and based on the kind of results that they did get and what their goals are like for future programs, they can either repeat the program with a few changes, or they can move on to the intermediate level. So this way the book actually grows with them instead of they do the thing once and they have no more use for the book.
Oh, okay. So why is the program 12 weeks and not 10 weeks, 8 weeks?
I find it's a little bit easier, just breaking down to 3-4 week segments. If it's a little bit too short, then people are going to expect really fabulous results from it. And there's only so much you can do in the first, say, 4 to 6 weeks. You're basically learning how to do the exercises properly. It's just more experimentation. There's a huge learning curve more than anything else. I find the program's a little bit too long, say 20 or even 30 weeks. They may get bored and they may not see the deadline type of thing.
Yeah,
so
and may lose interest, eh?
Exactly. You want to keep the motivation up.
So do you think I can get results in that short 12 weeks?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll certainly feel better, have more energy. When you look in the mirror, it's just there's not going to be huge changes, and I wouldn't want to mislead you by saying something like that. It's just relative to how much you put into the program, how quickly you recover from the workouts. It covers quite a few different areas. It's not just the exercise programs. It gets into nutrition, lifestyle and weight management, supplementation, proper sleep. Are you getting enough sleep, and is it deep enough sleep? And then recovery things as well. So it depends on how picky and disciplined you want to be. If you just want a basic program, it'll help you out with that. If you're really serious about it, you've got that area that you can work with as well.
Wow, okay. So is it possible to get an effective workout in one's home?
Definitely.
Yeah? Wow. Yeah. So, okay, approximately what percentage of people train at home, George?
With the research that I've come across, they're saying about 85 to 90% of the population trains at home.
Really? Don't they go to the gym?
A lot of them do go to the gym, and it's nice to have as a backup.
85, you said?
About that, 85 to 90. So if somebody's training at the gym, I wouldn't say stop training there.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have some basic equipment set up at home in case you can't make it or you've got family you have to take care of. I've trained some clients that they've got small children, and for them to spend the money on a babysitter and arrange the timing for that, it's just not worth the effort.
Will they eventually give up and, we'll do it later or whatever? Because it's at home, they may have lots of other priorities and, not really get to the regimen of doing it?
It depends on the person and what kind of discipline that they have.
Yeah.
Some are really motivated with it and they can get a lot out of it. They just need a basic structure to get going. What I recommend in the early stages is getting a qualified, certified personal trainer in there, and you have to make sure that you do your homework with that to make sure that they really know what they say that they know. Teach you the basics as far as the proper form and the exercise movements. Because sometimes you're better off not doing the exercise at all instead of doing something the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once you feel okay with that, talk to the trainer and say, I think I'm fine. Do you think I need any more guidance in this area?
So how long is per session, say?
It's normally about an hour long.
An hour long? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So George, what's the one principle or underlying theme found throughout the book?
Yeah, I'd say the big theme that I try to cover in the book is something I picked up from the Japanese culture. It's called the Kaizen Principle. And we're looking at continuous improvement.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Certainly. A lot of times, people think you have to do a lot of work all the time. And for me, it's just more baby steps than anything else.
A little of something every day.
Exactly.
Oh, and yeah, okay.
Well, like a basic movement, if somebody's doing, say, something for their upper arms.
Yeah.
Okay, you might do 10 repetitions. Like a repetition is an up and down movement.
Okay.
Okay, don't kill yourself the first day because you're going to be too sore. You won't want to go back to it.
Oh, okay.
Just start off light, do your 10. Next time you go there, do 11. When you repeat it a couple days later, do 12. So it's not a lot.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, increase every day.
That's right.
I see.
And that's the same thing with the cardio workouts as well. I wouldn't expect a complete beginner to go out there and run a marathon. It just wouldn't work out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
So, what other message, George, would you like your readers to take away after reading your book?
It's never too late to start with something like this. A lot of times people have that mentality saying, well, I'm 60 or 70 years old. I've neglected my body for so many years. I've just been too busy with work or family commitments. They've actually done studies on seniors that are out there and saying that they've increased their muscle mass in a relatively short period of time.
Wow.
What happens is a lot of times that they don't work the muscles, it starts to shrink and gets weaker.
Yeah.
So you can start at any time. Just make sure that you're doing the exercise the right way.
Regularly.
Exactly, and you do have the supervision.
Doesn't matter what age, just do it.
Exactly, and it's got to be the right exercise for your body and for your goals. Not every exercise is going to be suitable for everybody out there.
I see. Okay. So, George, how can we find out more information on your unique book, e-book, or DVD package?
Good question, Janice. I've actually got a website set up specifically for the package. It's called thebodysculptingmethod.com. And what we're looking at doing is we're going to have a sale price on the package right now. If you see all the website, it goes into more details. The special is actually going to last until about, say, June 24th. That's my mother's birthday.
Oh, yeah?
So we want to sell as many as we can just to give Mom, a nice trip out to Vegas. She hasn't gone in a little bit.
Okay, that's nice.
And then after that, we're actually going to be raising the price a little bit, and we may be splitting up the package into different levels. So there's actually a bit of a push for people to go and pick it up sooner rather than later.
Wow, that's good to know. So, Josh, is it true that your current package was based on a previous effort that reached the #1 on Amazon.com?
That's correct. That's actually just an ebook by itself. And if the viewers out there are not familiar with ebooks, it's an electronic book that you can pick up off the internet. What I did with that is I just wanted something to share the information that I picked up over the years. And a business coach of mine, Kathleen Mailer, suggested I put on Amazon.com just to see what I could do with it. So I listed on the thing, and in December 2002, it reached #1 for a short period of time.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, Josh, now that you have reached the #1 on Amazon.com, what are your plans for the future?
Basically, I'm taking this package, and what I want to do is expand on it and have a speaking, writing, and infopreneuring empire, similar to what Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield have with their Chicken Soup for the Soul books. So I currently have about say 12 titles in mind with my various contributing authors. And I'm fortunate enough that the authors that are on board with this are each experts in their respective fields, and they're really good friends of mine as well. So for me to come across as being the expert in everything, I wouldn't want to mislead the viewer by any means by saying that. So I've got somebody strictly on exercise, somebody strictly on diet, strictly on vitamins. My family physician's on board as far as what kind of tests to do before you start a program. You don't want to just jump into it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're looking at doing similar topics down the road, expand on the general principles. We may have it more age-specific down the road, so something for baby boomers by themselves, senior citizens.
Well, there will be a good market out there for baby boomers, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a huge market.
So, okay, let's take a look at what we can do at home with limited equipment and limited space, Josh?
Certainly. Yeah, that'd be fantastic, Janice.
Okay.
This first movement is a squat. Basically, just consider it as a deep knee bend. And this is something like, people are used to doing, like, just from their child years. If you can sit down on a chair and get up comfortably, that's a whole squat movement right there. You really don't need a lot of equipment for it. Okay. This one's a one-arm row, and this is for the upper back.
Okay, for the upper back?
That's right.
To strengthen the muscles on the upper back.
That's correct, yes. And that'll help out quite a bit with posture, Janice. And what you want to do is make sure that you're doing both sides here, so you're balanced out.
Okay. How many do you suggest? How many times?
Early stages, I'd say about 15 to 20. Right now, we're just doing about 6 repetitions.
Yeah, okay.
So when in doubt, go with a lighter weight, do it more times, and this will actually train the muscle to do it the right way.
Okay.
The exercise that just shows a dumbbell shoulder press.
Yeah.
Okay. This is for the front of the arms, the biceps curl. And what I suggest to some people, if they haven't picked up any equipment just yet, is grab some soup cans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as it's the same weight on each hand.
Okay.
After the workout, you got something to eat for dinner.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it definitely works there. This is for the back of the arm. It's a triceps extension.
Wow.
Yeah. And with something like that, you want to make sure that you're not straightening the arm out entirely, because if you do, you're putting a lot of strain on the elbow.
Okay, good to know.
And you want to just a little bit of a bend there, so that'll keep the tension on the muscle instead of on the joint.
Okay.
There are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, that's why I teach my clients.
Is there any size to this ball? Does it vary in the size in the ball?
Yep, there's actually different sizes. This is a larger one, and the way that you can find out if it's the right size for you, when it's totally inflated and you're sitting on it, there should be a 90-degree angle in the knees.
In the knees, oh, okay.
If you're dropping below,
people use it in the office as well?
It's a fantastic tool for the office.
Oh, maybe I should buy one in my office.
I'll sell you one. Come visit the site.
Okay.
The exercise that I just showed you is a Swiss ball push-up.
Swiss ball push-up.
Yeah, it's called a Swiss ball, exercise ball, therapeutic ball. Yeah. It's got a few different names.
You might have to use it a few times before you get comfortable with it, George?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The first time I was on it,
roll away, I think, if I use it.
It's got a mind of its own.
Okay. Yeah.
I've had it, just fly out from underneath me in the early stages, so I made sure that I got the right person showing me how to do it.
Does it take a long time to really get used to it?
It's relative to how quickly one person can pick up and how many times they do it with the trainer.
So what is this now? A sit-up?
Yeah, this is a crunch movement.
Oh, what is this good for? Which part of the body?
This is good for the abdominals.
Abdominals? Wow.
And what I like about this is the fact that you can get a little bit of a stretch over the ball. When you're on the floor, you're just going from straight position up.
Okay. So, Josh, tell me, or tell the rest of the of the viewers, how did you get involved in the health and fitness field?
It started off as a hobby, Janice, back when I guess it must have been in grade 9 or grade 10. I was about 15 years old. And I started watching a lot of those muscle men movies, from ages ago. There'd be Steve Reeves from Hercules. I believe I saw Pumping Iron, even a few years before that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's probably the one that influenced the majority of people out there. Bill Pearl, and a few other recent people I've actually been happy to associate with. And as it worked out, I was doing a lot of programs for friends and family, but I wasn't getting paid for it.
Okay. So who are your main influences in this area, past and present?
Actually, they're the contributing authors to the health and wellness package. So with the past, the names I mentioned previously, Steve Reeves, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Pearl. The current ones, off the top of my head, there's Dr. Mauro Di Pasquale, a really good friend based in the East End. Dr. Ken Kanakin, he's out in the West End. Dr. Eric Serrano, Dr. Larry Baker, John Paul Catanzaro. And I think I've got everybody covered there. If I miss somebody, that's my apology, so don't come looking for me later.
So, Josh, when did you decide to become a writer?
I've been dabbling a little bit, just doing health and wellness articles for the longest time. And I'd say it's just some authors out there that really influenced me. There's, Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield with the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. There's Jim Rohn, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Actually, I was fortunate, Janice, where with Deepak Chopra, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and a few others, I was a co-author on one of their books.
Wow.
And that reached #1 on Barnes & Noble.
Wow. Congratulations,
Thank
Josh.
you.
So what's this wheel of life that you talk about, and how does it fit into your ideas of health, Josh?
Janice, that's a really good question. I can't say that I can take credit for discovering the wheel of life. That's something that I came across through some friends of mine and some business associates. There's 4 main areas that I look at, when I'm dealing with an individual. It's not just the physical side, but we're looking at the emotional side, the spiritual, and the financial. So if any one of those things is out of alignment, your body, actually your life is going to be out of balance.
Spiritual, you mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody's got just certain beliefs out there, not so much religious, but if you believe in a higher power, how does that tie into your everyday philosophy? So what I look at each thing there, it's like they're each a spoke on the wheel, and if one's a little bit shorter or longer than the other ones, then the wheel's not going to roll smoothly, and you're going to have problems there. So if you've got somebody that's a workaholic, they're spending a lot of time at the office, putting say 70, 80 hours a week, but they neglect their family, their friends, they don't work out, they're not contributing to the community if that's their thing, that's going to affect parts of their life as well.
Wow. Am I sitting right, Josh? With this chair, maybe I need that ball.
The ball will help out, Janice. What you want to do is get the bum in as far back to the chair as possible.
Yeah.
Yep. Drop the shoulders.
Drop the shoulders.
Yeah. Chest up nice and high.
Yeah. So that's the right way to sit?
Yeah. I like to be just slightly forward because some people get really lazy like this.
So it hurts your backbone, right? If you sit that way, it's not good for your posture, right?
No, it's not good. I know with a lot of people, they currently use the exercise ball at their office. And that helps with their posture considerably. With a chair like this, I can pretty well fall asleep on it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not going to do anything to me.
Yeah. Okay. So we would like to end off. Okay, George. One last question.
Okay.
What do you want to be known for, and what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Take your time to answer me.
Okay.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Okay, just to say that I've been honest all the time with myself and with others. Another thing is doing my best at all times, so it makes me more of a valuable person to myself and also to the community at large. And the third thing is basically do no harm. So we're looking at the golden
Very good
rule.
Philosophy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for that. I came across it at a workshop. But that's something that fits in with my current beliefs. And it's actually an interesting idea that I came across with this one gentleman, David Morehouse. He compares the universe to a bowl of Jell-O. And each of us, in the universe, are raisins. And he says, is it possible for one raisin to vibrate without affecting the other ones? And the answer is no, because we're all interconnected.
That's right. Yeah.
So what I'm doing to myself, can affect my family, the community, the city, the country, and the world at large. So if I'm having a bad day, unless I'm like a total recluse, it's definitely going to affect other people. So if I try to live by those 3 principles that I mentioned earlier, I'm a better person. I'm operating at a higher level. Hopefully I'll be a role model for people, and that'll be part of the legacy. Saying that George guy had just a little bit of an influence there. Maybe I'm just like the catalyst to get people moving, and just doing something to get going. I wouldn't want to have the responsibility of saying, I'm responsible for everybody's thing out there. But if it's just enough for somebody to pick up the package, follow the principles, and say, I'm feeling and looking better. And I'm glad, that I came across
You find that you you accomplished something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have something that children and grandchildren, will remember for years to come.
Wow. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank
it's
you
a pleasure.
for your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, so thank you for watching Toronto TV, and see you next week.